Mike and Chantel, between the two of you, you want to decide who goes first and how we're going to approach your testimony?
Mike will just read.
All right, Mike, please proceed.
Good morning. I'm Mike Sackett. This is my wife, Chantel. We are from Priest Lake, and we are grateful to be invited here today. We appreciate the opportunity to talk about regulatory abuse as we have experienced it firsthand. We welcome the chance to share our impression of how the regulatory abuse hurts individuals, families, communities, and the economy as a whole. We have told our story many times before, but it's worth giving the outline again, because it's a warning to all Americans that are at risk if regulators are allowed to do whatever they please with no accountability, regardless of the effect on people's lives, their rights, and on the economy. Environmental protection is an important cause, one we strongly believe in, but regulators need to be able to justify their actions both in the legal sense and in the environmental sense. They cannot be a law unto themselves. Our story's not complicated. We are small business owners. We've always wanted to live on the shores of Priest Lake, but we're not able to afford to buy waterfront property. When a small parcel became available 500 feet from the lake, we bought it for $23,000. We wanted to build a 3-bedroom house, and we had every reasonable expectation that this would be possible. The lot was purchased and is zoned in a residential subdivision. It includes a sewer hookup. There are houses on 2 adjacent lots and county roads on 2 sides. So we went to our local Bonner County and got the building permit checklist. We compiled the whole process. We were issued our building permit and we started working on our lot. But after we started laying gravel, 3 federal officials showed up without notice or warning of any kind, and they told us they thought that we were building on a wetland. There had to be some mistake because there is no standing water on our land and no water flowing off of it, and we had all of our local building permits. The 3 federal officials had no paperwork of any kind, either to stop the work on our lot or any proof that our lot was in a wetland. What was also shocking was the way the EPA treated us. For 7 months, despite our repeated requests, they didn't send us anything in writing telling us what we had done wrong. And then we got issued the so-called compliance order. We were ordered to put the site back the way it was, plant wetlands plants that were not native to the site, and maintain the property for 3 to 5 years. The cost of complying would have been tens of thousands of dollars, but the cost of not complying is literally $75,000 a day, a terrifying threat. We knew that our land was not wetlands, and we wanted to make our case and get somebody to listen, but the EPA refused our request for a hearing. And the EPA and the Ninth Circuit said we cannot appeal directly to the court. We would first have to go through a long and expensive wetlands permit process and be denied. So this is why we are before the United States Supreme Court right now. The oral argument was held on January 9th. Damian Schiff, our attorney with the Pacific Legal Foundation, asked the court to recognize that property owners have the right to appeal when EPA declares their land to be wetlands and takes over their land. Our case is about constitutional rights, but this panel today is about regulations and the economy. So here's something I would really like to share with you that is important. When EPA invaded our lives, it didn't just trample our plans of our home, and it isn't just robbing us of sleep and peace of mind by threatening us with unimaginable fines. It also deprived other small businesses an opportunity for honest work, from the people who would frame the walls, install the plumbing, the flooring, windows, roof, and heating, to the people who would have provided the materials. It has made it almost impossible for our small business to have any banking relationship due to the fines threatened by the EPA. We've had employees leave due to the threat of the EPA imposing these multi-million-dollar fines. Now, multiply our experience by hundreds, if not thousands per year. EPA issues thousands of wetlands compliance orders every year, and like us, the landowners cannot appeal them directly to court. So we don't know how many of these orders are based on real environmental facts or superficial, shoddy drive-by reviews, as in our case. In our case, EPA never did any testing on our property before ordering us to stop work and walk away from our dreams. At the oral argument, Justice Alito said this was outrageous, and we agree. While we can't know whether EPA's wetlands compliance orders are well-grounded, we do know that they stop people from using their property, and that destroys jobs. From what we can see based on our own experience, EPA has to be one of America's most efficient job-killing machines. One more thing. Since our case started getting national publicity, we have been hearing from people all across this great country that are caught in similar situations. They are under threat from EPA or other federal regulatory agencies, and they don't believe that they've done anything wrong. They can't afford to fight back against agencies with unlimited funds, and there are procedural obstacles in the way, as in our case. And these people are scared, and that's what we've heard over and over and over again, fear. So yes, Chantel and I are fighting for ourselves, but bigger than that, that we are fighting for everyone in this country who owns property, large or small. We believe property owners have the constitutional rights, and the EPA should not be able to get away with destroying people's lives, jobs, and economy while answering to nobody but itself. Thank you.
Thank you, Chantel and Mike.